Welcome. You are watching English news of Bình Phước radio, television stations, and newspaper. Now, let's take a look top 3 today. Bình Phước Provincial COVID-19 Steering Committee convenes. More than 780 gifts and scholarships present to poor households and hardworking students. Great efforts made to complete Nham Spring Flower Tree 2022. Vietnam, US trade hit record high in the 2021. Vietnam ancient treasure on South Asia exhibition. The Bình Phước Provincial Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Controls has held a regular meeting on the local pandemic situation.
The province has recorded over 44,000 positive cases of COVID-19 to date, and its pandemic risk is at level 3. It is currently administering vaccine shots and boosters to local people. Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Nguyễn Mạnh Cường, who is also head of the steering committee, emphasized that vaccines remain key to curbing the spread of the pandemic and lowering the fatality rate. Districts, towns, and cities must step up efforts to raise awareness among the population about pandemic prevention and control, especially over the new Omicron variant during the 2022 Lunar New Year.
The National Assembly delegations of Bình Phước Province recently organized programs to present gifts to poor households in the province on the cusp of the Lunar New Year 2022.
The program presented more than 1,000 gifts and scholarships to poor households, policy families, people with meritorious service, and poor but hardworking students in the province, worth over 1 billion Vietnam dong in total. Given the damage caused by COVID-19 in 2021, the gifts will offer encouragement to poor households from the Provincial National Assembly delegation and, at the same time, contribute to helping poor students overcome the difficulties to continue their studies. The gifts also express the deep gratitude towards people with meritorious service and policy families in the province. Though the value of the gifts is small, they have a lot of spiritual meaning for disadvantaged people and poor students affected by COVID-19 and will help them have a cozy and peaceful state. The Provincial National Assembly delegation mobilized benefactors, organizations, and businesses inside and outside of the province to donate the gifts and funds.
Bình Phước Television's Warm Prince Love 2022 program presented as additional 100 gifts to share the difficulties with the people in Dong Xoài City.
In Tân Phú Wood, the program presented 50 gifts to families of poor workers in difficult circumstances or suffering from disease. It also brought an early tate atmosphere to unfortunate people in the Tân Tiến urban area in Tân Xuân Wood, presenting 50 gifts of 500,000 Vietnam dong each. Sponsored by Mỹ Lệ Company and the Thiên An Holdings Real Estate Group Joint Stock Company, the TED gifts promptly spread a spirit of solidarity, helping the disadvantaged welcoming the traditional TED holiday more warmly.
Just a few days remain until the Nham Spring Flower Tree 2022 will officially open for the people to visit and have fun on the occasion of the Lunar New Year.
All stages of the project are being urgently completed by construction units to create additional highlights along the flower street. With the theme Bình Phước Spring of Integration, the Nham Spring Flower Street 2022 will cover an area of over 2,000 square meters, including the entire March 23 Square and the footpath along June 1st Street. Construction units have completed most of the work. Models of 4 main scenes have been installed and are in the process of completion. Construction units are also mobilizing all human resources to ensure the project is finished on schedule.
The flower street is now 95% completed. We are also raising human resources around the clock to complete the project as soon as possible and to provide an interesting attraction for residents and visitors in the new year.
The highlight of this year's Spring Flower Street is grand scenes showing the achievements and aspirations of Bình Phước Province and depicting people enjoying the spring season in the context of the country adapting to the new normal.
bilateral trade between Vietnam and the United States hit a new milestone, hitting the $111.56 billion in 2021, as nearly $21 billion over the previous years, according to the General Department of Customs.
The impressive figure made the U.S. the second trade partner having import-export turnover, with Vietnam reaching the $100 billion mark after China. Vietnam's exports to the U.S. rose 25% to top $96 billion in 2020, accounting for 28.6% of the country's total exports. Vietnam's major export items to the U.S. were machinery, equipment, and spare parts, with $17.8 billion, or 46%. They were followed by textiles and garments, computers, electronics and components, handsets and parts, footwear, and wooden products. Last year, the country imported nearly $15.3 billion worth of goods from the U.S., mainly computers, electronics, and components, as well as machinery, equipment, and parts.
Vietnam's seafood industry is projected to enjoy strong growth in the 2021-2030 period, thanks to the increasing per capita seafood consumption in the world, according to a report published recently by the Organization for the Economic Cooperation and Development and the Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations.
According to the Agricultural Outlook Report 2021-2030, the world's per capita seafood consumption is expected to reach 21.2 kilograms by 2030, up from an average of 20.5 kilograms in 2018 to 2020. Per capita consumption of seafood products will increase by 3.6% during 2020 to 2030. This will create favorable conditions for countries producing and exporting seafood, including Vietnam, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations said. Besides, free trade agreements between Vietnam and its partners will also have spurred the seafood industry's development in 2022, they added. According to the Directorate of Fisheries of Vietnam, the country's seafood export turnover in 2021 was estimated at around $8.9 billion, up 5.7% year-on-year.
Vietnam's rubber export revenues is expected to reach $3.5 billion in the 2022, and rubber price would rise to the $3.8 per kilogram in the second half of the year, expert has said.
Experts explained that the increase of rubber price is due to the scarcity of natural rubber and soaring oil price, noting that rubber price would bounce back by the end of the first quarter. Many forecast that Vietnam's rubber sector will benefit from the global new price increase cycle in the 2022 to 2024, which is caused by the supply crunch. According to the Ministry's of Industry and Trade Agency for Foreign Trade, Vietnam shipped abroad 1.97 million tons of rubber worth $3.3 billion last year, up nearly 13% in volume and 39% in value year-on-year. Such markets as China, India, the Republic of Korea, and the U.S. increased the import of Vietnamese rubber in the year.
As many as 255 historical artifacts dating back thousands of years ago are on display at Gia Lai's Museum in the Central Highland province of Gia Lai to welcome the Lunar New Year 2022 and celebrate the 92nd anniversary of the Communist Party of Vietnam.
16 collectors in the locality brought stone, metal, ceramic, paper, wood, and rattan items to the Nét Xưa Hội Tụ Conversion of Old Features exhibition, which take visitors back to different historical periods in Gia Lai province. The exhibition also gives visitors a deeper insight into local culture, thus contributing to preserving and promoting the cultural values of ethnic minority groups in the province and Vietnam as a whole. It's open until February 18th.
That's it on Fox News today on the Bình Phước radio, television stations, and newspapers. Once again, thanks for watching and goodbye for now.